Shalom. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. For honest day, apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. It's gonna be on a quick video. Lord willing to be edifying to the elect. All right, because basically we were talking, and the brother, one of the brothers in my camp, Tazwan, put in the chat, all right, an article, all right, on which I'm gonna read, all right, but basically, man, there's just so much going on nowadays that it's to us, it's like it's a flood of prophecies, and we all know what's going on, but you still have people in the world, a lot of people who don't know what's going on at all. All right, with the tensions in which U.S. and Russia and U.S. and China and all that have reached, people still don't even have a slightest clue of what's going on in the world. You still have people who don't know the chip exists. You still have people who don't know what's going on with the economy. They don't know anything. Okay, they have no clue what's going on, man. All right, and it's scary. All right, but this precept right here, man, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, man. All right, this precept right here, man. Sometimes I think about it like, yo, with all this going on in the world, man, how can people not see this? But that's why the scripture's in here that for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, man. Because these people are in that peace and safety mindset where they're not looking, they don't care, they're not interested, man. All right, their mindset is, yo, you know what I'm saying? No, Slacky, give me 1 second. Damn, Satan trying to play games, man. All right. So they're not looking, man. Okay, they don't care what's going on. They're lost in the sauce, man. All right, and we can't, and we're pushing this thing hard, man. But that shows you, man. You know what? Let me get that precept before I start the article, man. It shows you, man. That ultimately the Most High didn't want them to see, man. John 12:40, He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. Okay, that's the Lord that did that on purpose, man. And because really they're not gonna get it until it's too late. All right, they're not gonna see what's going on until it's too late, because what the Lord wants them to get caught up in it. All right, that's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Heavenly Father. Now, I'm gonna get this article. This is the one the brother posted in the chat. It says, Russia will never be our friend. We'll slap them when needed. U.S. envoy to UN. Nikki Haley has erupted in another fiery Russophobic rant, warning that Russia will never be America's friend. Moscow can never try to behave like a regular country, but the U.S. will slap them when we need to, Haley said. All right? And this is all what? A talk of pride, man. Okay, proud talk, man. All right, and them Russians, listen, man, they're not gonna sit here and take this disrespect, because look, Russia, from the way it is, man, Russia is saying, yo, we're not gonna start this. Okay, we're not gonna provoke you. We're just, doing our own thing. But if you do something to us, we will retaliate. Okay. And Russia's like, we still leaving the door open for negotiations and so on and so forth. But here, the U.S. is like, nah, we don't want your dirty ass door. All right? He just said, well, we'll slap them when we need to. So what is that doing, man? That's cutting off all ties, man. That's an example of the Lord putting the hooks back in Gog and Magog, man. Okay? Turning them into that 100% warlike mode of launching missiles on America. And the Lord's using that, putting the spirit on these devils to all come against Russia to push them to that edge, man. Okay, so it says the U.S. ambassador to the UN is not known for her friendly stance toward Moscow, but her new take on U.S.-Russia relations stand out among even her most rabid ramblings. Speaking at Duke University in North Carolina on Friday, Haley admitted that friendly relations with Russia is an unlikely prospect, adding that the Trump team has done more against Moscow than any other administration since Ronald Reagan's tenure. You see here, it says we cannot trust Russia and we won't ever trust Russia. So it's never gonna get better, man. Well, for US, man, it's only gonna get worse. Russia's never going to be our friend, Haley told students at a Q&A session, responding to a question about holding Russia accountable for alleged meddling in the 2016 presidential election. The diplomat said Washington still works with Moscow when we need to, and we slap them when we need to. So basically saying that they're just our peasants or whatever. We use them when we need to, and if they need a slapping, we'll slap them when we need to. You know, it says she then raised the stakes further. Everybody likes to listen to the words. I'm going to tell. Everybody likes to listen to the words. I'm going to tell you. Look at the elections. Look at the actions, Salakia Haley urged. We expelled 60 Russian diplomats/spies. We have armed Ukraine so that they can defend themselves, she added. According to the UN envoy, the U.S. is doing two things Russia would never want us to do, namely enlarging the military and expanding its energy policy. So, this president has done more against Russia than any president since Reagan, she asserted. You haven't seen the end of what this administration will do to Russia. You will continue to see that play out, she stressed. And you telling me this is not prophecy, man? This is this is plain as day. All right? Bright as light is right there, man. Oh man. So it says cooling down the degree of Russia bashing in her speech, Haley said the U.S. and Russia do cooperate on Afghanistan and Africa, looking out for areas of mutual interest. No, there ain't gonna be no mutual interest, man. How you gonna sit there and talk about we'll slap them when we need to, and then talk about mutual interest? You think Russia wants to hear that, man? Man. Meanwhile, she claimed our relations with Russia depend solely on Russia. However, the Russian leadership can make life easier if they decide to be a good actor and deal in the international community like regular countries, the ambassador noted, adding that they will see more countries want to work with them. The topic of Russia bashing and Moscow's alleged interference in the U.S. democratic processes seems far away from dwindling, despite no solid evidence being presented so far to the public. Moscow has repeatedly brushed off the claims. Until we see facts, everything else will be just blather, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said in Munich last month. However, there could be signs of improvement in the horizon. Donald Trump has recently suggested meeting Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Washington, D.C. In March, he said the two leaders will be meeting in the not-too-distant future to discuss the arms race, which is getting out of control. Putin and Trump have so far met twice. Now, don't let this throw you off thinking, oh, maybe things are going to get better. No, it's been prophesied that these two countries are going to go to war. And that's what's going to happen, okay? Just because they're meeting doesn't mean they might leave the meeting on good terms. Heck, they might leave on even worse terms than they got there with. So it says the first meeting occurred during the G20 summit in Germany last July, and the second took place on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Vietnam in November. President Putin, as well as several Russian officials, has continuously signaled Moscow's readiness to improve ties with the U.S. and the West based on trust and respect. Well, that's not going to last long, man. All right? That's not going to last long. This place is through. All right? Yeah, that's where we in right now. All right, and through the Spirit, man, these articles keep coming out. This is prophecy, man. This is what we look for. All right? This is what we're occupied in. Okay, so, Lo, and this was edified unto the elect. Shalom.